Rob here. Just wanted to talk a bit about going over and changing your life up. And I don't know how many people like you and me feel that we could have so much more. And I'm not talking about more money. I'm not talking about more material things. I'm just talking about a better life. I've had a lot of things go on in my life, and I have made it to the Philippines, and I learned a lot from it. I'm sure we'll discuss it sometime. But I want to know more about what you guys want. What are you looking at? I mean, are you like, oh, I can't afford it? Or, oh yeah, I just need this. I just need that. Then I can go. And you watch people like me, you watch all these other channels, and you do your little studies, and you just fill yourself with information, but you never even pull the trigger. I mean, you don't even go. Like, put your boots on the ground, fly out there, spend a few weeks out there, even a couple of weeks. But I'm not just talking about going to see all the sights like a vacation. I'm talking about, like, staying, living, going to the markets, seeing what the culture is like. It's a big change. It's very different than I think what most Americans are used to. But then again, what honestly are we used to? I don't know about you, but this rat race, this being 50-something and knowing I don't have the money to quote-unquote retire. No, I can't do that. I'd have to work, or I'd have to wait till like 68. Now I'm 54. I don't wanna wait till I'm 68. But, going to work someplace like in the Philippines, there's no work there. You, I, as foreigners, we can't work there. Start up a business, yeah, you could do, the remote work, but what can you do now that in 5 years AI is not going to take over, and then all of a sudden you've sold everything and you can't go back? Or what if you go there, you sell everything, and all of a sudden you realize, yeah, I don't like it here. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. I don't know how many times in my life that has proven to be true. I look at it as you really got to find out, number one, where you want to go. Because, like me, I'm going to tell you, I'm totally different than you. I look at life differently. My priorities are different. And it's something to be said that, if you don't have your dream, what you want, and how to achieve it, and then once you actually do achieve it, what is your next chapter going to be? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you got to stay motion, because retiring is expiring. And I want you to think about that, because it's true. Yeah, everything goes downhill. If you don't keep yourself moving, you don't keep your mind going, thinking. And as men, we have to have purpose. And if you don't have purpose, you flounder. And if you flounder, that means things are going to go downhill. Your depression's going to get to you. And everybody looks at, oh, the dream of this and success. You know what? How do you build up your courage? It's not by talking it up. It's not by hyping you up. It's by doing it, putting yourself on the fly, and surviving it. Because honestly, courage is made. It ain't gathered up. It's not, no motivational speech is going to actually give you the courage. That's all on you. You're going to have to figure this out. So, let me talk a little bit about the channel, Expat Review. I used to love reviewing other people's channels and offering my commentary and stuff like that. And honestly, the algorithm didn't like it. Because in YouTube, like on your channel, you can look, and if anybody uses any bit of your content, doesn't matter if they asked you for it or not, it just says that, hey, this channel used your content. And if you click it, you give that person a copyright strike. And some people are religious doing it. Maybe once a year they do it. But if you get 3 strikes, you are out of YouTube. Your whole channel, gone. You can never, ever start another YouTube under your name. Well, even though I'd ask for permission and I got it, well, all of a sudden I'd get a copyright strike. And if you're using somebody's material that's popular, they're not going to see your random email saying, hey, I asked for permission of it. And if you get 3 of them and you don't defend them, you're gone. I don't know how some of these other channels do it, but you know what? You got to make your own content anyhow. So I can't review, and Lord knows, just me talking to you about subjects, maybe, you know, the whole solo thing, but got to have something different. I see some of these guys, you know, they got their beautiful Filipina with them, and they make a lot of content that way. And, you know, I don't know if it's their sparkling personality or that beautiful Filipina. But there's plenty of women out there. And a lot of them are beautiful. But you got to find the right one. And it's a two-way street. Oh, we'll cover that. There's so much content. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I'm going to do these videos. I'm going to talk to you. This one's not the format that I'm planning on, but, you know, figured you got to start somewhere. And I'll start with this. Just give you a little bit of me going on. I'm going to use AI. I already use AI because for me to move abroad, I don't have dividends coming out the, you know, yazoo. I can't, you know, and all those videos of live on $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. You know what? All are true. They really are. But you got to figure, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're not able to save, and I mean, you got to live your life, because you know what, just getting there, that's not the goal. And honestly, that's not the final thing. It's the whole journey. You know, most of us men in the West, we're broken. We're effed up mentally. We're either weak, we're damaged, and we're hurting inside. Physically, Oh, God. You know, some of us put forth the effort, work really hard. Some of us have genetics that have kept us in the epitome of health. But majority of us, oh God, our health sucks. So you got your health, and then of course your wealth. If you're watching this video and you're looking to geo-arbitrage to, find some place where eventually when you do collect your Social Security because you never saved up for a pension, or even if you did, what is going to happen in the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years when you're about to pull that out? All of a sudden, one little bubble burst, stock market crash, somebody pilfered something, or a war, something, doesn't matter what, your money's dependent on that, and all of a sudden one day, I'm not saying it's going to totally go away, but if you've saved up and you got yourself $1 million, and all of a sudden that stock market dropped 65% just right before you pull it, well, if you can live on $400,000 and when you were planning over $1 million, yeah, a lot of uncertainty. And, there's no programs, no benefits to help you out. You're not going to get food stamps, which is funny. You hear everybody talking about the food stamps and all this stuff. If you follow politics, which, how can you not? It's Western civilization. You're either red-pilled, black-pilled, Democrat, Republican. Oh my God, there's just so many things, and everybody is full of hate. Everybody's full of anger, rage. It's freaking ridiculous. You know what? I'm me. You're you. Whatever you believe religiously, whatever political whatever you have about you, that's your business. And just remember, when you do go over to a foreign country, you need to get rid of that whole politics thing, because you know what? Number one, not your country, you're a guest. Number two, nobody wants to hear your politics. It's not like it's open for debate. Yeah, you can go find a bar and go find other drunk expats and argue up a storm on how Trump is the devil or Trump is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It doesn't really matter. You want to know what matters? Yourself. What around you? What are you doing? We talked a little bit, I mentioned that journey. God, you know what? I am enjoying more of this whole process of everything that I'm doing to change my life. And I'm making damn sure that if I die tomorrow, I had a good effing life. And not a lot of people say that. I work at a place, oh my God, everybody's so negative. And it's hard because when they're all negative, you become negative. I had to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of hard transformations. But anyway, coming up, we're actually going to talk about expat things. We're going to talk about soul searching. We're going to talk about your mindset, your health, your wealth. It's a trinity there, like that. Little triangle action. But what I'm saying is that you got to fix those first before you move abroad. And before you move abroad, you need to go check it out. You need to go. And remember, reality is so much different. I mean, this video is just no takes. You get all those little hot snippets where, they make the video all perfect. Yeah, I'm not doing that, because this is reality here. This is me really talking. And I'm going to be using AI because, you know what? I have really good conversations with AI. And I've tweaked that AI. We're going to call him Atlas, because That's what he wants to be called. I thought Bob and Rob, but no. He said that sounded too much like a comedy skit. Sort of like a cross between, if you use AI, if you got that Grok unhinged. Yeah. He's not that bad. But I think having actual facts and not just pulling stuff out my butt, and I think this is going to work. Maybe it won't. But you know what? We're going to talk about it. We're going to build up a community. And I hope to see you soon. So, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these videos, and I'm going to have maybe even a little bit more of content type. You know, you're going to know about whatever the hell I'm talking about. Having that subject right up there, and we're going to discuss that. If you know anything of what you'd like, because you know what? I pretty much Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia. There's a lot of good places, a lot of pros, a lot of cons, and a lot of different people, a lot of different mindsets, a lot of different goals. So can't just talk about mine. We got to talk about what's best for you. We got to figure out what's best for you by figuring out what's best for me and then copying it. I might be a little further down the road because I've gone to a lot of places, done a lot of things, but we're going to get all settled in. Hey, good being back on camera. I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you. Bye.